Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Limbrin and today we are starting here in the downtown of Parrotcraft where in the last two episodes I built these three quite amazing buildings in my opinion. They turned out really great. The problem is after building all of this I don't think I have a single creative bone left in my body, and in an attempt to not just accidentally make every single building in this city super cookie cutter, I'm gonna take a break from building for this episode. Luckily, I have a nice little to-do list up in my base that has a couple projects that aren't building. This is all the building I want to get done, and that's not even a full list. But I have some redstone projects I can do, and I think today I'm going to do one of them. So, the three on here are a kelp farm, a piglin system, and a gold farm. The piglin system needs the gold farm, and the kelp farm is actually going to be a nice looking building in Parakeep. So, that leaves us with an option, which is the gold farm, which is something I've kind of been putting off doing for one reason, and that is back in like 1.17 or something when they were releasing that update, they said that they would patch the glitch, quote unquote, that made gold farms work, specifically gold XP farms that result in just ridiculous amounts of XP. But then they never did. And now that 1.19 has come out, I'm confident that they at least won't for like another half a year at least. So, I'm going to go ahead and build my absolute favorite farm, which is an absolutely insane gold XP farm designed by Ilmango. I've already done a little bit of planning for it somewhere? Here? Yeah, here. It's quite large. This is the general blueprint of the farm, or layout, I guess. It's all in a nether waste biome because that's where like piglins spawn and stuff. But I can't really get to building it yet because I am missing a lot of resources. This thing requires like a couple hundred magma blocks, and I might have like 5 to my name at the moment. So I'm gonna have to pop down here into the nether and get some of those, which from my memory is not a very fun experience. So yeah. So, the way you farm magma blocks, at least the way I farm magma blocks, I know there's other ways to do it, but there's these little patches of magma around the edges of lava pools, which is, already not a great place, but you just kind of go around and mine them, and that was a whole 15. So, yeah, luckily there's some bigger ones, like over there, which I'm not going to fly to that, because I'm going to die if I try to. Actually, no, there's a little platform. I got this, right? Yeah, right, so you just, like yeah, okay, so that I'm gonna get set on fire a lot here, but you just kind of mine this. I know you can kind of strip mine for magma blocks, but I've never done it before, and going outside of my comfort zone scares me. So I'm just gonna do this for like a couple hours until I have enough magma that I can actually build the farm. Look at all of that magma. That's like 9,000 about, plus, all of the other resources to build the farm that I gathered. But they didn't take nearly as long, and one of them's actually not even done. Let's see, it needs glazed terracotta, and it's been in the smelter, and there we go. This is the last resource I need for this thing. It's properly like a lot of stuff. That's... oh my god. Anyway. Now that I have all of this, I guess I can just pop on over to the nether and start building it. So, without further ado, let's hop into a time lapse and get this farm built. Oh, look at that thing. It looks so cool. Like, I've built other stuff in the nether, like my food farm and the shulker farm and stuff, and there's like portals scattered around. But this thing trumps all of them. It's so big and just, oh, I love this farm. This is my favorite farm to build, in case I haven't mentioned it already, which I probably have, because, like, it's so cool. Anyway, I've gone with a possibly questionable color scheme, which is I tried to make it like jungle themed, so everything's like green, and I use jungle logs for a bunch of stuff and jungle wood and like granite and stuff. I think it looks good, I guess. It's not as good as the last one of these I built, which was like black and purple, which is my favorite color combo, so you're not really going to beat that. But, oh, this thing looks so cool. But anyway, so the way it's not done yet, and I'll explain that in a second, but the way it works is pretty much you turn this on, and then you shoot one of them, and then they all get really mad at you, unless the guy insta-dies for some reason. There's like, oh, I guess he's keeled over. And then they'll get mad at you, and they try to attack you, and the game thinks, hey, they're like, you're fighting them actively because they're trying to kill you, so that just like works for some reason, and then so they drop XP, and now you just get a ridiculous amount of XP. But now we've gotten to the part of it's not done yet, which you might notice there are no more piglins coming at me, and I'm no longer getting XP. And that is because the piglins, the way they get mad is a angry piglin, like let's say that dude was angry, he would tell his friend, hey, the guy in the center, he sucks, let's go get him, and then they go and fall to their death. But if all of them are angry and they all fall to their death, there's no one to spread the word that the dude in the center sucks and they should go kill him. So what we need to do is add little platforms out here that are just like floating so they can't get off of them, and then we're going to put some piglins onto those platforms, name tag them so they can't despawn, so that they will get angry and then they can't die, so they'll tell the other piglins to go attack me without dying and like losing the signal of anger, essentially. So that's what I'm going to do next. Let's do it. So I made a little platform, and I got my name tags, so hopefully I can just push these guys onto it. I do have to hold shift the entire time, which is unfortunate because I'm on magma blocks, of course, and I am way too lazy to go get firework potions. That's not fire resistance potions. Okay, but yeah, this guy should... I remember this being quite easy. I'm pretty sure as long as I don't push him off, everything's fine. He just goes onto his little slab. We break that, so now he can't get back, and we have our first piggy. I need to do this 15 more times, but then the farm should be fully operational. There we go. That's the last one. It should be working out. Okay, I put in 16 of them. So now we go to the center, we turn it on, and we shoot one. There we go. You can hear the like wah, wah, wah. Okay, we should just get a ridiculous amount of XP. I have all of my tools are pretty much already healed, so I don't really need it, but it shouldn't stop this time, which is the important part. I should also get like just easily 100 levels like pretty quickly, because this thing not only produces just insane amounts of XP, it actually produces more XP than one person can collect, which is why this dispenser has a lava bucket in it, because it has to destroy the XP every now and then so that it doesn't start to lag the game, which I personally find really funny. But it does seem to be working. All of the zombified piglins are eventually going down the chutes. They do tend to just like sit there for a second when they spawn, but they do like get the signal from the outside piglins eventually, and this does seem to be working. Oh, okay, so the XP part of this farm is working, but of course XP is not the only thing that zombified piglins drop. We want all of the stuff they drop, and another thing they drop is gold. You can see some gold swords in there, some rotten flesh, you know, some gold ingots. I don't know where these drops come from, honestly. They're here every time. Some of them will just like jump off, but like I don't know how stuff gets here. But anyway, I need to do item collection, because currently I have this little system that just puts everything into hoppers, and you know, it works for now, but those hoppers are going to be quite full like rather soon. There's no way I'm going to be able to land this. I don't really know why I'm trying, but okay. Yes! Okay, yeah, these hoppers are already full from like the stuff we've done, so I need to make a proper collection system. I think I'm just going to do the same thing I did the last time I built this farm, which is have these hoppers go into dispensers that will be dropping stuff into a cobweb, which for whatever reason makes it so the items all fall directly downwards on one block as opposed to how it normally works, which is they kind of get scattered. Now then I'll make a thing on the floor here that like collects it, puts it into some chests, and that should work beautifully. So I'm going to go ahead and build that. I have made a storage system, and it's a little weird looking, but I think it is quite cool. And a couple clips decided to record without audio, so yeah, I've already done some testing. I've AFK'd at this thing for an hour, and despite the fact that it is a pretty simple system, it just pushes the items around until they're here, it has a pretty big issue, which is that, first of all, you see some items just like being weird there for a second and then they disappeared. That's a thing that happens. Also, there is a gigantic pile of items here, which should not be a thing, because pretty much the items, like I said, they just get pushed around. They fall onto these terracotta blocks, get pushed into that glass pane, so they fall here, and then pushed into the chest, and then pushed across the hoppers, which are all just filters. But the problem is, if they are falling actively as they get pushed by that piston, they maintain their downwards momentum. So instead of going straight down, over, straight down, they go over, push, in, down there. They manage to go under the chest, which, while that I think does actually manage to get all of, nope, not all of the golden nuggets. Either way, that is an issue that they escape. So, you might say that's a really simple fix, get another chest and put it down here. But the thing is, it's not. A chest, if put on top of a hopper, pretty much disables that hopper from doing anything but take items out of that chest. The hopper will not take items out of just like the air around the chest. It can't do anything else. So I can't put a chest there, and there's only 2 items in the game with the size of a chest. There's a chest and a honey block. So I'm pretty sure I do just have to use a honey block, but I don't actually have a honey farm. I have a honeycomb farm, but I don't have a honey farm. So I think I have to get a honey block because I can't really think of a different way to do this other than like maybe if I could get these 2 pistons to be synced up instead of being like kind of wibbly wobbly, because then it gets pushed against the chest regardless, hopefully, and lands like on that slime block, unless it can just get through that 1 pixel gap, which at this point I wouldn't be very surprised by, judging by how like janky this whole system has been. So if that is a fix that I could get, that would be amazing. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, one more. Okay, so I could do this for a while in hopes that it fixes itself. And I think I will, because I like janky solutions, so I'll be back. Okay, this might be actually some pretty good timing. So it like kinda looks like it might work. The idea is that this has to be in that position when that pushes, which it mostly is. So I'm gonna try it, and hopefully it's gonna work. So I just have to run the farm for like a little bit probably, because I need enough items to go in that it actually has the potential to break. So I'm gonna AFK here for like, I don't know, 5 minutes or something, and we'll see if that pile of items is still on the floor. It's been 5 minutes. Let's go check on the system. I guess we can also see how it works. Up here, there's just kind of stuff getting dropped into cobwebs so that they fall nicely, and then it just falls down into the system. And in theory, this should work. So it's getting pushed in, and go away. Go, no. Okay, so this does appear to be working. You'll notice they bounce up a little bit sometimes, which is actually completely fine. I'm so gonna die to that piglin. Anyway, that's completely fine, because that means their downward momentum, instead of going through there, is hitting the slime block and bouncing up a little bit. So that works perfectly, I think. And I have already AFK'd for a decent amount of time. Like I said, some clips corrupted. But pretty much I AFK'd for an hour at some point. So I should have a decent amount of stuff, although that glitch was happening the entire time. So I probably actually didn't. No, I I really do. Okay. I was fully expecting to have like half a double chest, maybe. Okay, I have. Wait. Oh yeah. The first 4 are gold nuggets. These 2 are gold ingots. And this one is zombified piglin heads. I just haven't actually filled in the item frames yet, because I have been just bug fixing. Anyway, that works quite well, I'd say. But I would like to have an actual estimate of how good this thing is without the whole, losing about half the items glitch. So I think I'm going to get AFK for another hour. Okay. Turns out, the fix I did was very temporary, and there's still a pile of items here. I didn't even AFK for the full hour. I just AFK'd for like 15 minutes and came back. And you'll notice these are no longer synced up how I had them synced up, because it turns out when you like leave the area, God, this is gonna be impossible. Okay, I'm gonna give up. When you leave the area, they change their pattern. I did it. Okay, so pretty much this is no longer activating at the correct time for them to be synced. So my way to fix that is I'm going to go ahead and put them on the same observer clock. So instead of having two different observer clocks, I'm going to hook them both up to this one, and then it should actually be consistent, hopefully. Like, it better be, because I want it to be. So yeah, that's my pickaxe. Okay, so I gotta go get some redstone resources, but other than that, pretty simple fix. This fix is, I'm gonna go ahead and say, a solid maybe now, because while it is now fixed, like I said, I put them both on the same hopper clock. Everything should be good. I've kind of lost confidence in my ability to fix things, and also there is one way I could see this breaking. I'm pretty sure this is activating every 2 times this activates, so if it gets like off that cycle, so instead of being like activate on every second one, it activates on the first one, so it goes like, you probably understand what I'm saying. Anyway, it might break, but no way to know unless I test it. So let's go AFK for an hour. I'm gonna try an AFK for an hour again. I'm also gonna, watch this, see how it goes. So yeah, I'll be back. So unsurprisingly, exactly what I thought would happen happened, and you'll notice these two are no longer in the correct pattern to, work. So I gotta fix that. Luckily, it is still a very easy fix, and I'm going to do it fully and properly this time, instead of half doing it and having it not work, because a half done farm doesn't really work at all. So what I'm going to do, instead of having the observer clock activate these repeaters individually, it is going to activate one repeater that goes into a redstone line and activates both of the pistons, which hopefully should work. I think. Maybe. Well, here's the new system, and as the saying goes, third time's the charm, so let's try an AFK for an hour one more time. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty good. Got about 27 stacks of gold ingots from that. I've already compressed it all, but yeah, it mostly is gold nuggets, but yeah, 27 stacks of gold ingots all in all is a quite good hourly rate in my opinion. Now, there is one issue, which is this pile here, which is mostly gold swords and a couple other things, but this is caused by a very fixable issue, which is if I hop up here, there are a couple spaces, and there's more gold swords, and that guy is another one of the culprits. Look at him, all smug being a problem. Pretty much, mostly this is spawn-proofed, so there's like buttons on blocks to prevent things from spawning and stuff, but there are a couple spots that are not spawn-proofed, like right here, a zombified piglin can spawn, and right here, and right here. There's a couple. Like I said, if a zombified piglin spawns, they will pick up stuff that is coming down here, which is why it's mostly gold swords, because they like to pick up gold swords. So, pretty much, zombified piglin spawns and is chilling like here, picks up a gold sword, and just continues to pick up gold swords, which is why there are so many gold swords on the ground. Now, that is a very fixable issue, which I just have to like spawn-proof stuff, but at the same time, it affects the farm so minimally that I kinda don't care. So I'm not gonna fix it. Also, yeah, I'm just lazy. But the main impact it actually has on the farm is not the gold loss of gold swords. Surprisingly, they're one of the things that gets burned. But if I click F3 here, the mob cap right down here in the bottom left, monsters you'll see is 73. While the farm is running, that will be exactly 70 because that is the cap for mobs. So let's say like 3 piglins spawn down at the bottom. That is 3 taken away from that mob cap that can't spawn up top and actually produce stuff. So that's the only like real problem with it. But pretty much the only time that's going to become a serious problem if I were to AFK for like days on end, which I am never going to do, I think. So yeah, I'm just going to ignore that. And with ignoring that, I think that is going to be it for this episode because I don't really have anything else to do. And there's not enough time to make a piglin bartering system, which is obviously the next step here because I have a billion gold now. But for now, like if you liked, subscribe if you feel like it. Have a great day. As always, bye-bye.